book nerds, welcome to my September wrap-up. I cannot believe it's already October. That's crazy. Sorry it's a little late, but yeah, I had some vlog issues and I still am doing some maintenance on it. But anyway, I have read 13 books the past month and listened to 2 audiobooks. The first ebook that I read is Hideous Love by Stephanie Hemphill. Now, this book is from the author who wrote Frankenstein, so it's Mary Shelley's story. And I thought it was a really interesting verse book. There was a lot of instant romance. I didn't really feel that I could relate to the character, but it was still nonetheless a good way as to see how the author picks up her storyline and how she made everything like come together. Like it was a really interesting idea. I gave that one a 3 out of 5. Borrowed Night Pleasures by Sherrilyn Kenyon from the library as an audiobook, and I wasn't expecting too much from this one. It is a pure romance, and I did really like the elements of the world that was written. There was a lot of backstory, and I was more interested in that than any of the characters. I had to say that the main character was kind of like a weak character. She falls in love with this guy like really quickly, and I don't understand any of it, so I don't know. I gave that one I believe a 2 or 3 out of 5. Next ebook that I listened to from the library is J.R. Ward's COVET, and this is her Fallen Angel series, I believe. I actually like this one a lot better than Sherrilyn Kenyon's. It is still a romance, but I felt that she also incorporated a lot more of action and plot. I thought the history behind all the angels were really intricate, and I kind of really wanted to know more about the rest of the books to see what happens next. I gave that one a 4 out of 5. I also borrowed Rebel BELLE by Rachel Hawkins, and this is her new series. I thought this was going to be an interesting read. This high school girl gets these powers and she doesn't know why she has to protect her classmate. And the whole time she's going through, you know, high school life and her family and her friends and her boyfriend, and she ends up finding that this world exists where people have to protect these other humans, and she ends up being the protector. So I thought it was really interesting. Definitely a beauty queen where she also ends up being like really snotty and bitchy kind of to other classmates, so I didn't really like that aspect of her personality, but I did give this one a 4 out of 5. Don't Call Me Baby by Gwendolyn Heasley. This one was, I don't know what to expect from it, but I didn't really like it. I gave this one a 2 out of 5. It is about a girl nicknamed Baby, and her mom has a mommy blog, and she is technically famous because of her mom's blog, and she wants to kind of get back at her mom. And I didn't really like that aspect. She's always, you know, trying to undermine her mom and getting back at her mom when her mom just loves her and wants to, you know, share her life with her. So I didn't really like it as much. I found the character really annoying. The next ebook that I read is Panic by Lauren Oliver. This one had an interesting concept. This little town has all of these games, and it's called Panic, and it's kind of like a life or death fear factor kind of game. It was kind of intense at some points. It's also really dangerous, the things that they were doing in this book. I was kind of astounded. But I found the multiple viewpoints to be really well done, and I thought I wanted more from it. It wasn't too much of a page turner, so I only gave this one a 3 out of 5. Next ebook is Dangerous Boys by Abigail Hayes, and this is the author of Dangerous Girls, and it's also written in that kind of crazy tone. And when I say crazy tone, it's when these characters are just so different than what you imagine, that you are really in a mind of someone who isn't normal. And I thought that was really, like, realistic in a sense, because how did Abigail get into this character's brain? Like, some of them are really murderous, and I felt that was really chilling. But unfortunately, I gave this one a 3 out of 5. I didn't like it as much as Dangerous Girls. The suspense wasn't as high as Dangerous Girls, so 3 out of 5. I also read TEASE by Amanda Maciel. This is a book about a bully, and the person that this bully was, you know, tormenting ends up committing suicide, and they are charging her and her friends who have also been bullying. And I don't really know how to get into this. It's hard to be in the mindset of a bully, but all I found was that this character was whining, putting the blame on anyone else except herself. But I can understand that. That's how raw and real a teenager's voice could be. But it was still a really good read. The writing was still very good, and I still wanted to see what happens in the end, to see if they get charged or not. That's the only thing that kept me from putting it lower. I gave that one a 3 out of 5. Vivian Divine is Dead by Lauren Sabel. And I don't know what to think about this one. It is about an actress, a famous actress, who gets death threats, and she's trying to cope with the loss of her mom's death. But at the same time, she has to basically leave where she lives and go somewhere safe because these people are like after her. So you would think that it'd be like a huge mystery slash, you know, action-packed kind of thing, but it wasn't. I felt it was lacking in a lot of, there was no plot. Like, I found it was more like a coming-of-age story. So unfortunately, I gave that one a 2 out of 5. Burnout by Kristi Helvig. I really like this one. This is a science fiction post-apocalyptic book, and I thought it was really, really good. I gave this one a 4 out of 5, and if you guys like science fiction and the end of the world where the sun burns out, make sure to check this one out. Illusion by Claudia, Gabel, and Cheryl Klam. I was really interested for this one. It is, what is it called again? Virtual reality kind of world, and I love the technology that was set in this book, but the plot was lacking a bit. I wanted more from it, and the characters were just, I thought some of them were annoying. So I gave this one a 3 out of 5. This is a debutante divorcee by Plum Skies. I actually like this one better than the first novel. You know how much I hated that one. The character was a lot more mature and well-spoken, but still there was a lot of name dropping. I gave this one a 2 out of 5 from all of the characters and the annoyance. I don't know, I just did not like them. This is Claudine by Barbara Palmer. This was my first erotic thriller read, and I have to say it was very interesting. It is a lot of who did it, who is it, I don't know who it is. Like, it was like a lot of that throughout the novel, sprinkled with a lot of steamy scenes. I gave this one a 3 out of 5, I believe, or was it a 4? I think it's a 3. Raging Star by Moira Young. Now, this is the last book in the Dustlands Chronicles, and what can I say about this book except everyone who enjoys this series better go and read it. Oh my god, that ending was crazy. It was just so emotional at some point. I was like, I was actually getting ready to tear. I just can't believe this series is over. I just really love this series. It's so good. So good. I gave this one a 4 out of 5. ISLA and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. What can I say about this one? It cements all of the characters from before and brings them in here. No, I'm just kidding. Well, not really, because there is a little bit of closure here with the cameos from previous books. I really liked ISLA. She kind of reminded me of me when I was younger. She's really insecure and, you know, she just doesn't know what she's doing, and yeah, there's some crazy scenes in here. I really did like, what's his name? I forgot his name already. Josh. He was really a romantic, so cute. So if you like those cutesy, wootsy contemporary reads, make sure to check this one out. I give this one, I think, a 4 or a 5. The King's Curse by Philippa Gregory. Now, if you guys know about King Henry and his reign, this is that kind. This is in that time period. This is from Margaret Plantagenet's viewpoint, and I thought it was really interesting to read from a viewpoint of not necessarily an enemy, but someone who is actual from the royal bloodline. I had no idea that Tudor dynasty was overthrown by someone in battle. So it's, to me, that would be like, isn't that not the royal bloodline? I don't know. But anyway, it was a really extensive read. As you can see, it's huge, but it goes really quickly. I was surprised at how fast I wanted to find out what happened. So I gave this one a 4 out of 5. But not least, I read Rooms by Lauren Oliver. This is not actually the cover. It looks like this, but unfortunately they changed it. But I'm just going to show you this. This one isn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. There's a lot more of characters and their backstory and what happens within the house instead of this huge ghost story, which I thought that's what it was. I give this one a 3 out of 5. I felt it was a little draggy, and I don't know. It was kind of heartbreaking in a sense, and you know how Lauren likes to do that to people. Give this one a 3 out of 5. And that is it for me this time around. Until next time, book nerds, take care.